Hi everyone, this is Cristina.
And Carmen.
Yes, that's right. No MJ today. We did announce it last episode that she was going to be busy during this recording, and so she is not here today, but instead, the lovely unofficial official guest co-host and my twin, Carmen, has so kindly stepped in as co-host today.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here as the unofficial official co-host.
Yeah. We're also attempting to record video today, so we'll see how that goes. If it's successful, you can see our lovely faces over on El YouTube's.
Yeah, and if I make a weird face, that's because my dog is behind me and he shakes his ears, and it
and
disturbs
hits her.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, it disturbs me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, today I'm going to be telling you about a couple of conspiracy theories, a couple of Latin American conspiracy theories.
Ooh.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, there's like a few out there, but some of them, they're kind of hard to find because in Latin America, any conspiracy theory that like,
ghost.
no,
on.
like the government was actually planning on this and this person died, it's actually true because of the US involvement in Latin America.
Sorry,
I
was
found
gonna spit out my water.
like I think like a couple years ago there was like a big some documents were unveiled, if you want to use that word, and the Panama Papers or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And there was like an insane amount of like wild shit that the United States did. So most of these conspiracy theories end up being true.
Yeah.
Which is why they're hard to find. But I have a couple. I have one that is involving a president of Ecuador, and the other is an artist.
Okay, like
you might know.
Artist, like a musician, like a famous
Yeah,
person?
a musician.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not going to tell you until we get there so that you can be shocked.
Okay.
I like your reactions. Before we get to all that, though, I do have a listener story. Pardon me, those that are, if anyone watches on video, there's like 200 subscribers on the channel, so maybe one person will watch. I'm going to be looking down on my phone because I didn't put the story over here. If you have a story for us that you want us to read on the podcast, you can email spookytales@gmail.com. You can leave it at the number in the show notes. I don't have it memorized. I'm sorry. So if you do that, though, I will play it in the episode. You can also attach a voice memo to our email, and I will play it in the episode. We've had one, and it was great. You were on me.
Yeah, I was
on it with me as well.
Yeah.
Said
I understood you. Oh, I didn't even hear that part.
Oh, you thought I said
I
it
think
right.
I started talking at the same time because you know how I just blurt out things.
You know how I be?
You know how I be. You know how I do.
Yeah.
Cutting people's off in their mid sentence. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently people just really hate that because we got a 3-star review.
Sorry.
They were like excited about us covering Latin American stories, but they were like, these girls fucking suck at storytelling. They are the worst. I'm trying, but wow, the interruptions, the stuttering, the mispronunciation, I can't follow it. And I don't blame them.
Find another podcast then.
I recommend, if you happen to be listening, first of all, if you listen to 1 through 50, there was less editing, there was like more, it was worse. It's a little better, but no, we're not perfect. I can't read. Just last episode, I skipped a bunch of my notes and I was like, oh shit, let me go back because in true like ADHD fashion, I skipped a whole section of my notes. So yeah, we can read. We say this often. We're gonna make mistakes.
And we never said we knew how to read. No.
Yeah. I didn't even graduate from college. Okay. I dropped out like 10 times. So yeah, we're gonna make mistakes. That just means we're not the podcast for you, and that's fine. We're not for everyone. If you want to laugh and be a little scared, then yeah, we're for you. If not, I suggest Susto podcast. Aiden narrates and edits so well. It's seamless and he's perfect. Obviously, a lot of editing goes to it. But if you want Latina stories,
like just
and
straight through, no because it's a one person. That
then
probably
check
has
out
a fancier
Susto.
name. That one person.
Yeah, like a solo host. Yeah, check him out. Anyway, listener story. You can also submit it on Discord. There's a lot of options
In all the ways you can submit it.
Yeah. So here it goes. Hi, it's me again. This story experience was told by my grandma. Not to me because honestly, I don't think I was supposed to be listening. LOL. That being said, I don't know how true it is since my grandma is no longer alive.
I believe your grandmother. Yes, may she rest in peace.
Yeah. For context, my grandma is from a small rancho near San Juan de los Lagos, Jalisco.
All right, Jalisco. I'm going to stop
Oh,
cutting you off because people hate that. Oh my God.
yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay, let me continue, Carmen, okay? Do I have your permission? It's even worse when it's me and you together, too.
It is. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm sorry.
All right, let me continue. I'm not going to name the actual rancho, and I'll explain why later. For the most part, everyone is pretty religious, and they have peligraciones every now and then. They have pilgrimages every now and then from rancho to rancho, carrying the statue of a santo, a saint. So the story goes that they were in one of these pilgrimages, maybe 2-3 days long. There was an old lady who was toward the back of the group wearing all black with her face covered, which wasn't unusual because they wanted to keep dirt and the sun off their face. She was carrying a sack over her shoulder, and several people had offered to help her carry it. She kept refusing help, and people didn't push the subject, since sometimes people had mandas, like promises they had to keep to a specific santo. So people thought, all right, maybe this was her manda. So they kept walking, resting at night. On the last day of this pilgrimage, the old lady approached someone and asked if they could help her with her sack.
Don't do it.
The
Don't do it.
I know because
We already
well,
talked
we'll get
about
to it
this.
after I finish the story. We did. Okay. The old lady approached someone and asked if they could help with her sack. The person said yes and carried it the rest of the way. So when the group of people got to the church where the santo was supposed to stay, the person with the sack was looking for the old lady. They couldn't find her, so they started asking around. Nobody had seen her, so they all came to the consensus that they were going to leave the sack with the priest. For some reason, the priest asked if they had opened the sack, and they said no, it's not our business. So the priest opened the sack, and it was filled with bones, human bones. I don't know how they found out, but apparently the old lady that no one could find had died a while ago, and she was delivering her own bones to her final resting place.
Damn.
And her bones are now buried at that church.
Well, it could have been worse.
Now, as religious as these people are, it's also rumored that there's a lot of witchcraft in the rancho where my grandma is from, both good and bad. I would rather not mess with that.
Okay. Because it could have been the old lady, old people version of what our mom told us, which is worse because, do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't remember.
Then what were you saying earlier? Because you said,
because I said, sorry. No, that's exactly, that's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah, tell us what our mom told us that I momentarily forgot, even though I knew all along.
That was weird. Yeah, so our mom told us that whenever an older person approaches you and you're like on a pilgrimage like that, and they ask you to carry something for them, to never accept it because they're giving you their burden.
Yes.
And then it's yours to carry forever after that. So
yeah. So this version was a little better.
Yeah, because it was just her bones. They were really
it was just a ghost carrying her. Yeah.
She's just trying to get to her final resting place.
Yeah. Did you recognize the name of the place?
I kind of
San Juan de los Lagos?
Yeah.
Okay. This is where the rancho of Las Poquianchis was at.
Oh.
I have to wonder if they're like maybe a little related.
Oh, I hope not. I mean, they have to have.
Yeah, and I mean,
there.
Right? For our newer listeners who might not have listened that far back, maybe started here at this episode, but Las Poquianchis are a group of 4 deadly sisters that killed a bunch of people in a bunch of places in Mexico and took a bunch of women. Go back and listen to that episode. Horrifying story. But yeah, San Juan de los Lagos, don't quote me, but I want to say that this was their final rancho before they were like arrested, where they had like all of their enslaved women. I mean, that's what they were, trapped here, and this is where they would bury everyone after. I'm pretty sure that's where it was, although it could be Guanajuato. I can't remember because they had like 3 different main places either. Like this, but they for sure had a rancho here.
Damn.
So wow, what a story. That was a good one. Thank you so much for sending that in. And okay, on to our topic, conspiracy theories. So my first one was good, but I feel like it's not that much of a conspiracy theory. Like, it's not surprising at all to me. So Jaime Roldos was the president of Ecuador from August 10th, 1979 until May 24th, 1981. And he had a short tenure as president, but he was known for his firm stance on human rights and his courage to stand up to foreign powers who threatened Ecuadorian
Okay,
interests.
King.
Yeah, but this is like, that's a no-no to a certain country.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, this one. He died in an airplane crash on May 24th, 1981, an hour after delivering a strong speech at the Atahualpa Stadium in Quito, Ecuador, where he commemorated the Battle of Pichincha and Ecuador's independence from Spain. During the speech, Roldos said that the fight for independence in Latin America was not over and Ecuador will not become involved in inconsequential entanglements. And by this, he was referring to the United States opposing leftist insurgencies in the continent. He was like, no, we're going to take care of us. We're going to be human rights over here. And yeah, like we said, that's a no-no for a certain country.
Mm-hmm.
In his speech, he went on to say that Ecuador will instead pick their battles wisely and will follow a humanist agenda that will improve the lives of the people of Ecuador.
I love it.
And he said this in front of thousands of people who cheered on his speech. An hour later, his airplane exploded mid-air. It crashed into the Huayrapungo mountain, 15 kilometers from where he was at. His sudden death raised several eyebrows and led many to believe that Roldos was assassinated by the CIA. Since his death, a few books have been written about Roldos, about his death, and they argue that he was killed by the CIA. There's one book called Confessions of an Economic Hitman by John Perkins, and he claims he was hired by the NSA to convince leaders of underdeveloped countries to take large loans from the US, thus trapping them into a system of American control and influence. Not surprising at all.
Yeah, that sounds like a real thing.
Yeah, that sounds like, what's it called? Like on target for the United States. Perkins claims to have background knowledge on how the U.S. operates in foreign countries, and he argues that Roldos was assassinated by the CIA. So, I mean, there's like a lot of reasons why the CIA would want him assassinated. He was elected after years of a military dictatorship. He promised to bring democracy back to the country and do what's good for the country, even if it meant standing up to the United States and to oil companies.
I'm sure they didn't like that.
This made him popular among the people, but a threat to several companies and countries who wanted to continue exploiting Ecuador. He did stand by his claims. In 1981, he presented new hydrocarbon laws to Congress. This plan was considered radical because if it was implemented, it would change the country's relationship to oil companies, and it would impact several nations across the world. Oil companies quickly denounced these laws and tried to lobby Roldos to change his stance, but he did not back down. He told these companies that if they didn't follow these laws, they would be expelled from the country.
Oh, snap.
And then he took it one step further and kicked out a US-based group called the Summer Institute of Linguistics Organization.
I love that.
Yes. This organization translated the Bible into different languages in countries around the world, and focused a lot of their energy on reaching out to indigenous groups in the Amazon.
So they were out there colonizing.
Yes, they were.
Wow.
And Roldos and a lot of people suspected this group was a front for the CIA.
Really?
Yes, and they believed that this group had influence over regions of this country, especially the regions that were close to oil.
That makes sense.
In 1981, he expelled the group out of Ecuador and accused them of working with the oil companies. This group was also disrupting the development of indigenous groups, and he said it was important for the country to regain power over the Amazon, so to take it away from the companies and to give it back to the people, really. There's also the initial report of his death that raises a little bit of suspicion. Initially, the National Police reported that his plane crashed after a bomb went off after it took off from the airport. That report was quickly retracted and sealed. Then it was labeled an accident and that there was no bomb.
That is very suspicious.
Right?
Sus, as the kids say.
That's suspicious.
Yeah, in 1997, another investigation into his death determined that he was assassinated, but then the matter was not pursued any further. And apparently this case has maybe been reopened, and there might be new information coming out in the next few years. There was a recently declassified CIA document that revealed Ecuador was one of the Latin American countries where the U.S. backed Operation Condor. So this would instate a military dictatorship in Ecuador, also in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Paraguay, and Uruguay.
Damn.
Okay, I mean, yeah, sounds about right. And they would agree to endorse state-sponsored terror to control what was perceived to be the threat of communism.
It sounds very real.
These recent documents were declassified after Ecuador's office of the Attorney General asked the CIA to declassify them, so his office could take a closer look at Roldos' death and finally determine if it was actually an accident. So we'll see what comes of this, and maybe we'll find out if this conspiracy theory is true or not. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, I think we know where we're gonna find out. And as always, all the problems in Latin America can be pointed at to here.
The good old US of A.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I included that because it's not like confirmed yet, but a lot of the theories and conspiracy theories in Latin America, these conspiracy theories are not theories, they're true.
They're true conspiracies.
Yeah.
You know what? I miss when conspiracy theories were actually like normal conspiracy theories. Now it's like this QAnon, lizard people, reptile baby eating pedos, you know, like stop it.
Yeah, and it's like, please, if you want to find real conspiracy theories, just look at these other places. They're there.
Well, you don't have to look at other places. Look at here, but to people of color, to Black people.
Yeah.
Then that will tell you. Like, those are real conspiracies, you know?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay, and my other one was the more fun one that I personally love.
Okay.
Because it reminds me of when they say Avril Lavigne is not really Avril Lavigne.
Oh my God. Tell me, okay, before you said anything right now, I'm like, this is going to involve like someone having a clone or something, like a secret twin or something.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I can't guess who though. Like, I don't know.
You don't know?
But I have heard of Avril Lavigne.
Okay, yeah. But you have to have heard the one I'm about to tell you. So if you're a millennial or even Gen Z, I want to say, you probably know who Luis Miguel is because he was your mom's crush.
Oh my God. I didn't know there was this conspiracy theory about him.
Really? Oh my God. I love this. So you had no idea.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, our mom. And for years now, there's been a conspiracy theory involving El Sol de Mexico. The theory, Luis Miguel is actually not Luis Miguel. He's not laughing.
I'm sorry.
He actually died years ago and he was replaced by a clone. Luis Miguel has been in the spotlight since he was a kid.
Yeah.
Carmen keeps laughing. Yeah. He's been in the spotlight since he was a kid. He won a Grammy at like age 14. Like, I mean, his talent, unheard of. Well, no, I mean, I guess it's a little heard of, but... Why did I write that?
His talent unheard of. Wait.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Whoops. And I oop. So, and he's one of the only Latino artists that didn't cross over to English during the Latin explosion of the 1990s.
Huh.
I didn't know that. Yeah. But a few years ago, rumors of Luis Miguel not being Luis Miguel came to light. I want to say like 2018,
what?
19. Yeah.
My first time hearing it. Wow.
I thought you would know this.
No.
Wow. There's like a Colombian, oh my God. Clairvoyant? How do you say that?
What is that? Oh, yeah. No, this is not how you say
Clairvoyant?
No, I think it's clairvoyant.
Yeah. Clairvoyant. See, that review was not wrong. We can't pronounce things.
They weren't wrong. You said it. Like,
no, I said it. Yeah, very true. Colombian clairvoyant Desiree Tavares was, I think, the first to declare to the media, like officially, because some clairvoyants, they say some outlandish shit. Like,
this is outlandish. I'm including this in the outlandish.
Yeah, me too. But like, I think there's also another, I don't know if she's the same clairvoyant or not, but
the one that says that Jenny Rivera is still alive.
Yes, and Juan Gabriel.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the same one.
Wow, I don't know.
Maybe there's more than one.
I bet you it's the same one.
I would
like,
not
that
be
wouldn't
surprised.
Surprise me. Yeah.
No, same. But yeah, she's the first one who said this, and I would say her statement. Yo veo en las cartas que I'm gonna say it in English after in Spanish. After I say it in Spanish. Yo veo en las cartas que Luis Miguel está muerto hace mucho tiempo. Desde principios del año 2000, las cartas ya lo figuraban como muerto. Incluso las cartas señalan que ha sido suplantado muchísimas veces, so he has like a lot of clones. Y que Luis Miguel de los 80s fue asesinado por un grupo de 3 hombres, especialmente por un emperador, lo que significa un político o un hombre con poder que ordenó matarlo de forma violenta.
But
And now I'm
why?
gonna repeat it. I will tell you. First, I'm going to repeat this in English.
Oh my God.
I see in the cards that Luis Miguel has been dead for a long time. Since the beginning of the year 2000, the cards listed him as dead. Even the cards indicate that he has been impersonated many times and that the Luis Miguel of the 80s was murdered by a group of 3 men, especially by an emperor, which means that it's a politician or a man with power who ordered his violent death.
See, I have questions already besides the outlandishness, but the clairvoyant said that the cards have been saying he's dead since the 2000s, but then they also said that he was murdered in the 80s.
No.
Oh.
She's saying that the Luis Miguel we knew in the 1980s is no more. I think it's just a fancy way of saying the person we met in the 80s, because it's really when he rose to stardom. So
Okay.
like the person that
Isn't
we met.
she saying he was murdered in the 80s? But then she's saying that the
No, I know.
cards said he's been dead since the 2000s, right? Isn't that what she said?
No. I
I'm-
think she's saying.
But did she not say he was murdered in the 80s?
No, she said, look, let me reread it to you because
Okay.
you're insisting on this. So she said, let me scroll back up in my notes.
Okay, scroll back up.
I'm going. El Luis Miguel de los 80s fue asesinado por un grupo de 3 hombres. Like, Luis Miguel
Okay.
of the 1980s. Like, the guy we knew
so
in the 1980s.
then there was another Luis Miguel that replaced him, like clone.
No, this, for the first time he was replaced and the first time
Was the
he
80s.
died was the 2000s.
Okay. I understand what you're saying about he was a different person, but she also said he was murdered.
Okay, like, look, if I deleted of the 80s, you would not be confused.
So is she saying he was murdered in the 2000s by a politician?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, my
Yeah.
bad. Okay. I thought she was
Okay.
saying that was in the 80s. So then I'm
No,
like,
no,
how
no,
are
no.
you saying that, but saying that he's been dead since the 2000s?
No, yeah. Since the beginning of the year 2000, the cards listed him as dead. And then she goes on and says the Luis Miguel of the 80s, like the person we knew, was murdered by a group of 3 men. But that she's talking about this happened in 2000.
Okay.
It's just she worded it really weird because she's
Okay.
a clairvoyant. Like they just have to say
Because
things all
she's a
mystical
fucking
and
goof. Okay.
shit. Yeah, that too.
She's a fucking
'Cause
clown.
She's a silly goose.
Silly goose.
So there's maybe 3 theories about how Luis Miguel supposedly died when he was 20.
In the 80s.
Okay, hold on. Let me look up.
He was not 20 in the 2000s, was he?
Oh, sorry. His early 20s, it says, is what my notes say.
Oh, was he in his early
He's
20s?
50 something right now.
Oh, so maybe he was.
Oh, yeah. That would put him. He's 53 right now.
No, that would put him, in his early 20s in the 2000s. You're right. Why did I think he was older?
I thought he was
Yeah.
older too.
Yeah.
He was born in 1970.
Okay. No, then he was like 30 in the 2000s.
Oh, yeah. That would have put him in 30 at 30.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. And yeah, and all of these say he died in his early 20s.
So-
Oh, okay. Well, I guess her medium message or what her clairvoyant message said he's been dead or at least since, I don't know. I'm confused now too.
She's
wow.
full of it. Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, we knew that. There's like nothing behind this, but
At least get your math right. I don't know. It would lend a little bit more credibility.
yeah, I'm like, okay, since the beginning of 2000, I mean, I guess she says since the beginning of the year 2000, he's already listed as dead.
Okay.
Okay. I mean,
Oh,
let's just move on because none of this
Yeah.
makes sense,
No.
really. So there's at least 3 theories about how he died, but he's 20 something.
Okay.
One theory is that he overdosed, was buried, and then there's 2 lookalikes that take turns touring and doing appearances.
Jesus.
Another theory is that he died. Oh my god.
Oh my God. I can't.
The third theory is my favorite. Okay, so the third theory is that his death was actually Mexican president Carlos Salinas de Gortari. And of course, I didn't write down when he was president. I thought I did. Okay, 88 to 94.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah, this would put him at early 20s when he
Yeah.
died then. 88 to 94. Okay, so that's when this man was president. Luis Miguel was dating his daughter, the president's daughter. So her name was Cecilia. According to this version, Carlos Salinas de Gortari was against his daughter dating Luis Me. And I'm like, how could he be against this? Look at this man. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not bad
objectively
looking.
handsome. Yeah.
Yeah, he's El Sol de Mexico. Come on. But apparently he was against his daughter dating Luis Me because of his drug use. And so, keeping in mind he's against this relationship, Cecilia invited Luis Miguel during this time period, 88 to 94. I can't find an exact year.
Okay.
Maybe 94. We're just going to go with 94. It puts him in his early 20s, mid 20s, something like that. So she invited Luis Miguel to a party in Los Pinos, and this is a former residency for presidents. And now it's like a museum or something open to the public. But back then it was a house for presidents. And so there was a party going on here. And while the party was like full blast, partying at its height, whatever you want to say, Luis Miguel began experiencing terrible chest pain. And he was taken outside for some fresh air. He felt like he couldn't breathe. Like this, it just was really bad. And when he went outside, somehow he fell and hit his head really hard. And then partygoers tried to wake him up. And when paramedics arrived, they pronounced him dead. And to avoid scandal, the then president ordered for a hole to be dug up right there on the property. And Luis Miguel was buried there. And then he was later exhumed and moved so that he could not be found. And since that moment, an Argentinian double has been pretending to be Luis Miguel.
Okay. There's just no way because on top of that there's no way, a party goer would have already spilled the beans, you know?
Maybe they were paid off.
All of the party goers.
Every single one of them. All of them. Oh my God. And the clairvoyant, she said, las cartas marcan un desacuerdo muy grande entre Luis Miguel y el político y muestran también que hubieron dos hombres al mando del hombre de poder que le pegaron una paliza al cantante, lo desfiguraron y lo mataron. Igualmente, las cartas dicen que Luis Miguel le dieron un tiro fatal en el hígado. Let me translate that really quick. So the cards show that there was a big disagreement between Luis Miguel and the politician. They also show that there was two men at the call of this man in power, and these two men beat up the musician. They disfigured him and killed him. And the cards also say that they shot him in the liver.
Fatally.
Oh, yeah, fatally. Yeah, fatally. Did I not say that?
No.
Oops. I can't read. As we've said many times. So yeah, she's the one that like maintains that it was violent. All the other ones are really like it was an accident. They all maintain that it's an Argentinian double pretending to be him. There's even like a journalist that like claim like, yeah, I spoke to him before the accident, before his quote unquote death, and I've talked to him after his death, and he's a different man.
And he sounds Argentinian.
And now he has an Argentinian accent and he didn't have one.
Oh my God. Sorry, I'm just Googling when Mariah Carey and him dated. So I can see if she was dating his double or him.
Wait, they dated?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. When?
I'm looking it up. They met in 1998 in Aspen, Colorado. And they were set up on a blind date while she was in the process of divorcing Tommy Motola. And then they dated from 98 to 2001.
Oh, so yeah, she would have been dating his double.
That was not Luis Me. That was some Argentinian man.
Yeah. And I mean, if you look pictures of it just looks like an older man that's gotten surgery, but so many people insist like, no, this is a different man. And it fuels his change in appearance fuels. And I'll put pictures over this and share them on the social media as well. Pictures throughout the years so you can see. But yeah, his physical change over the years like really fuel these legends. And also he's never been one to make appearances and to talk to the media. He does his tours and that's it. Like he doesn't really talk to the media or appear in a lot of like tabloids and stuff. And so this fuels the legend, but the theory.
The myth, whatever, conspiracy. Is this addressed in his show on Netflix?
I doubt it.
I know, I'm just kidding.
I haven't seen it.
Me either.
That'd be funny though. they made like they further fueled the story.
They have an episode where he gets beat up and shot by the uh, politicians, man, the presidents or whatever, man. And then his double is like, just comes out of like, I don't know, a lab, like from Argentina. He's like, oh, now's my time to shine.
Oh my god, that'd be funny. Yeah, so it did all begin in 2018. I'm just double checking this another article that I hadn't read about this.
What, that the conspiracy began in 2018?
With that clairvoyant who said that. Okay, so there's a journalist. His name is Jorge Carvajal. Got everyone at the party and ordered them to leave and to like stay quiet. This journalist claims that he saw them call a medical professional who declared Luis Miguel dead. Oh, and there's actually another version that the president actually didn't have him killed because he was dating his daughter, but because they were both trying to get with the same woman, Adela Noriega.
Oh, that name sounds familiar.
She's an actress too.
Oh, okay. That's ridiculous.
Oh, and there's more examples by like fans that fuel this theory as well, because so his double doesn't know Italian. He's from Argentina. He only knows Spanish. He doesn't play the piano live anymore. His double didn't get piano lessons.
Oh my god.
And also he uses more music, like a track playing when he's like doing concerts.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because his double apparently can't sing as well.
Oh my god. What if it's just his age? Like, but he's not that old all either.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Am I a believer now? No.
Oh my god. Do you believe this too?
Have I done a full 180?
I don't know. But obviously Luis Miguel's family is like, no, this is absurd. Like,
like you guys
he's not been replaced. Oh man, I was talking to our mom about this. And she was like, "Oh, people say it because he looks so different, and if you look at his pictures, yeah, he looks different, but it just looks like he's gotten surgery."
It's like
so she's not a believer.
Like a facelift, like cheek fillers.
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
Oh yeah, look it up. He looks like someone that's trying so hard not to age.
Okay,
but you know he's very white. He's gonna age.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do.
And you can tell he did a lot of tanning.
Yeah, he was very tan in his younger days.
Yeah, so. But yeah, look at the pictures, and I will be posting them, like I said.
Yeah, he looks the same, but with fillers and Botox.
Yeah, like he just had like some stuff done, you know,
some kind of facelift, probably. Yeah, he doesn't look that different though. Like.
Yeah, I don't think it's like an insane difference. I do want to look into the Avril Lavigne claims because I don't know much about it, just that it's a thing.
Yeah.
But this is this series, so that's why I wanted to share it on this conspiracy theory episode. Then Luis Miguel being an Argentinian double.
I mean, it was a good time.
Yeah, right? It was a wild ride.
I did almost believe it.
Yeah, we saw you almost believe it. You heard it here. You saw it here first. Carmen almost believed this conspiracy theory. Aside from like things that did actually end up being true, like in the Panama Papers and this conspiracy theory, I don't know a lot of conspiracy theories in like Latin America.
Me either.
Like there's no like Area 51. I mean, we already talked about like the desert that supposedly aliens live in. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot. If anyone has another favorite one, let me know. Maybe we'll do a part 2 conspiracy theory episode if there's enough out there. But before we go, do you have any spooky recommendations?
I don't think I've watched anything spooky. I finished our book club book, but we're gonna do an episode on that. What?
Yeah, I'm still reading that.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I forgot about it, and I was like,
no, I did forget about it. You'll hear that in the episode that came out last week.
Oh.
I say Carmen's gonna be so mad at me.
Oh, I did hear you say that. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be my recommendation. It was pretty good.
Okay. Well, you
And
haven't said the name.
if anyone, I know I was gonna say if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, we are reading The Haunting of Alejandra by V. Castro for what is the long name of the book club?
The Spooky Tales book club for busy people.
Yes. So we were reading that, and then last time I was on, I think I had finished another one of her books.
Oh, which one? No, it wasn't The Queen of Cicadas.
No.
Was it?
I do have that one, but I haven't read it yet. No, it was damn, what is it called? That one was even shorter. And that one I finished hella fast.
So she has short books, it
Mhm.
seems.
The Goddess of Filth. That was the one I read.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And I recommended that one last time. But yeah, other than that, I started watching that movie that MJ always mentions. But
one?
I didn't finish it. It's like similar to Mexican Gothic, like the story. But I don't remember what the movie is
the
called.
book or the movie she mentioned once, Crimson Peak?
Yeah, why do I think she mentioned it all the time and she only mentioned
she mentioned
once?
it in our book club episode once. The only thing she mentions all the time is Signs and the X-Files.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I started watching the Crimson Peak movie, but I didn't finish it because I don't know why. I started doing something else. But I don't think I have any other spooky recommendations.
I don't have any new ones. I've just been listening to Relatos de la Noche when I go to sleep.
Oh, wait, we watched a scary movie together.
I already talked about it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, on last week's episode, which is not out yet at the time of recording.
Okay.
It's Thursday
I was like,
today.
what?
So. Yeah. Más negro que la noche.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that was the other thing I was going to mention.
What were your thoughts on it?
I liked it. I had a good time watching it. It was just like a traditional scary movie. It was the blueprint.
It really was. Yeah. As I said last week.
Yeah, no, I wasn't kidding. I laughed, but I meant it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, despite it being old.
It holds up.
Yeah.
To today, I would say. I could see why my mom, or our mom, sorry,
was scared.
My mom.
Yeah.
I could see why it terrified her, though.
Yeah, no, that would have scared me as a kid, too.
Yeah, skip like 30 seconds if you don't want spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. But there's a scene when one of the haters of Beckett, the little cat, she's in the library.
I want a cat now named Beckett.
Me too. I want a cat and I'm gonna name it Beckett. Sorry, this is now the spoiler, so now skip 30 seconds. But there's a scene when one of the Beckett haters is at the library and like she hears a cane. And then she's like, a security guard, is that you? And like he doesn't answer. And she does this like 10 times. And it's like, obviously not.
It's not
the
him.
security guard. Leave. And she keeps asking, like, is that you? And it's not. And then I think there's a point where like she's doing something and then the cane just kind of like, I don't know if it like, it hits like very close to her and she looks up and then there's the old lady like with her creepy face. Yeah, like it's all dark and then just her face is lit up. Classic scene. And then she screams and then next thing you know they're looking for her and she's like, is she hanging from like, it's a fun movie. It's on Shudder as well as his other movies, because you didn't see the other one with me and Mommy, but it's also just as good. Hasta el viento tiene miedo.
I mean, that name alone.
Even the wind is scared. Come on. Classic title. The other one I want to watch that I haven't seen yet by him is Veneno para las Hadas, Poison for Fairies. So on my list. But yes, I guess this brings us to the end of the episode.
Wait, so you didn't have a spooky recommendation?
Did I not say anything? I don't know.
No, because I said that. I don't think, did you?
Oh, I just said I've been listening to Relatos de la Noche.
That's right. You did say that.
Yeah. I will say though, because it was like 3 episodes ago that I was like, I don't know what he looks like, but he sounds like he would be hot in my head.
Did they ever change hosts?
Relatos de la Noche?
Yeah.
No.
Because I'm not getting that vibe.
Really? Huh.
Oh, I haven't listened to it in a while.
I also thought that the guy from MB Writers,
he had a hot voice. Yes.
Did he though? Did he?
Oh, maybe not.
What is his name in MB Writers?
I don't know actually. I know he's not.
Because I want to ask other people if they thought he had a hot voice or not. Hold on.
I feel like we're talking about the same one. You're not talking about MC Mike, right?
No.
Or Magic, whatever the hell his name was. MC Magic, not even Mike.
I don't know if he was Zigzag or Dos, because I don't know.
I think he was Zigzag.
Okay, I think I am talking about Zigzag.
Yeah, me too. Maybe it was just us.
I thought he had the hottest voice ever. And then like no one else did apparently. Let us know if you thought Zigzag. You know,
maybe because I started listening, of course, at the bottom, and I haven't listened in a while. So
okay.
Maybe he sounds hotter now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he does, but someone tagged me in it because they're like, there you go. It just someone on TikTok made a video talking about the podcast and they show a picture of him and they tagged the Espectos account like, here you go. So thank you to whoever tagged me. I now I know. I was curious and then I forgot. And then I was like, I should look him up, and then I forgot, and I was never gonna do it. Yeah, because someone tagged me, so I appreciate it.
Nice.
I guess before we go, Carmen, do you have anything to plug?
You know I do. If you like novelas and talking shit about them, then check out Novelas con Cafecito. We are currently covering the classic novela Teresa, and one day we'll finish that. We're pretty close.
And we just rewatched the episode, we recap it, and we talk shit about it, and there's like digressions. So if you really like us, and if you really like telenovelas, then check it out.
Yes. And then our other podcast is Historias Unknown, where we talk about Latin American history. Sometimes it's like, heavy topics like racism, corruption, genocide. But, we also talk about resistance, power, and community, beautiful things like that.
Yes. I don't know if you heard my pen fall.
I did.
I did hear it. Yeah. I need to be holding things, or I'm like, what do I do with my hands?
That's why I crack my knuckles, but you don't like that.
No, I hate that sound.
But yeah, okay, that's it.
Anyway, yeah. Check both of them out. They will be linked in the show notes. Carmen and I host them together. Yeah. And in the meantime, I don't know. Watch out for Luis Miguel's double. He can't.
You might find him in Argentina.
Yeah. And he can't play the piano. Stay spooky. We'll catch everyone next time. Bye.
Bye.